Hello everyone, and welcome to Formula Racing League. And this is Chaos, coming to you, bringing you qualifying from Season 3 at the Hungaroring. We have got a real full grid tonight, and it might just get even more full, since we've got Flex, Rafa, T-Funk, Dubman himself, Prestige, Camborne, Lord Raptor, who just started off with us last race, J.O. Patel, Red Baron, Balzac and Raro, Merc W11, which is to say Fiji Dummo, Get Dunked, El Sucio Dan, our reigning champion, Luke Brax, T Goldie, and Nameless Nate. But we're also keeping our eyes open because Ian Brax might just be able to join us in time for qualifying. We ride on board now with Get Dunked. Alright, so here we are with Nameless Nate, just beginning a hot lap. Making his way down, we've got the two DRS zones here, and then we've got a long, winding, there we go, corner for 2 and 3. Nice long straight here, and some overtaking opportunities coming up into the very tricky turn 4. Carry as much speed as you possibly can, and then this long, long corner is all tricky, finding the exact moment to get your power delivery on, and then the slowest, most awkward chicane of the circuit is 6 and 7 as we now make our way through the latter half of Sector 2. It's all about carrying maximal speed through this twisting section and not going off the track as someone ahead has just done. We come around turn 11, and now there's one more straight before we come into the little stadium section. I always like to think of this as the little mini Hockenheim Stadium. You come in, and then bring it around, shifting down into second gear, and then getting the power on, keeping the wheels straight as you make your way around the final corner. It's turn 14, don't hit that barrier, as I very embarrassingly did once several years ago. And here's our time. Nameless Nate says 1:17.412 to set himself into 11th position. Alright, now we go to Fiji. I wish I was going to Fiji, but we're actually just riding on board with our good friend Fiji Dummo. And I'm now in the chat, so if anyone has been able to drop in beforehand and has said hello, I'm sorry I didn't catch you earlier, but I got you now. So hello there to Mega Man, who I know is out there watching us. Alright, here we go, a little wide on the apex there. Power delivery down, and the DRS flap is open. We make our way down, and then here we go. Get the power down, use as much of the exit as you can, but don't compromise your turn through here. It's completely flat as you just wrench the car around, and then you make it up to this. It's the hold onto your butt corner right there. He barely keeps it legal as he makes his way around turn 5. Fiji on a nice lap so far. Making his way down, now we're into Sector 2. We're through the tightest chicane, but now it's all about maintaining power, maintaining speed through these corners. There's no overtaking opportunities in this little section. They talk about Monaco without walls. Ooh, he got on the curves there a little bit, unsettled the car, had to just lift off a little bit to maintain control. Now Fiji coming in to the not quite stadium section, as he makes his way around the final corners of the Hungaroring just outside of Budapest in the Eastern/Central European nation of Hungary. making his way around, and then getting the power delivery on. Was a little bit gentle through there, but we're going to see if he can get the power through here, and he sets it with a 1:17.5. That is just 1/10 off of Nameless Nate, who remains in 11th place. Let's have a look. T. Goldie is on an outlap right now. Balzac is on an outlap as well. Pardon me a sec, be right back. LCC Dan with some improvised fixes to his controller right now. That looks rough. So, coming on board with Balzac now. So it's always so tricky making your way through that chicane. Cutting the corner as much as he dares. And now it's all about having maximum power through this section. Oh, he's coming up on a bit of traffic. I think that might be T-Go. No, I think that's Dubman ahead. He is a little bit deep into turn 12. Power on. And now making his way tight in here. Right up the inside. And then using as much of the exit as he can. Here he comes, and that is a 1:17.3. That puts Balzac into 13th place. Alright, Prestige currently in P6. And he is about to start his, what I believe will be his second hot lap. Alright, so we're on to the lap, 2 seconds in. Prestige making his way down the start-finish straight, braking just before the 50-meter board. Nice tap in the apex there, not using quite all of the exit as he gets his power down. And now, the course falls away from you. He keeps it tight to the inside, but then gets the power down once he's made it far enough through the corner. Cutting over the top of the apex here, and then making his way past turn 3, up towards the uphill kink of turn 4, as tight as he dares. Ooh, that was close, but you have to play it close in order to set a good time at the Hungary. An interesting little fact, this is actually the very first racetrack used by Formula 1 constructed behind the Iron Curtain. This was actually set up before the fall of communism in Hungary. Fun little historical tidbit for you, they were running this course in the 80s. Alright, now here we go. We're through Sector 2, we're into Sector 3. That's a purple sector for Prestige. He's setting a very nice lap time right now as he comes around, makes his way up towards turn 13, shifting down into third gear. Is he going to drop? Nope, just keeps it in third as he gets around, uses as much of the course as he can, goes over to the left and then tight through here, and the power delivery starts now. Ooh, that was dangerously close to getting the lap cancelled, but Prestige pole for the moment with a 1:15.985. That is a time, that is a line in the sand right there. And let's see if Flex is going to be the one to answer. Or is he coming in right now? Yeah, Flex is coming in right now. So let's see who is the one to look at right now. Why don't we have a look at Lord Raptor. Again, newcomer to the league, but he's not a newcomer to racing with some of these guys. He's been duking it out with some of the very best in Formula Racing League, and now we have the pleasure of having him with us. Lord Raptor taking it away in the McLaren, making his way towards the first corner. Right around the apex, and then short shifting, making his way in, making sure he gets that clean acceleration out of there. No wheel spin at all, as he now makes his way down. Gently, gently, around that twisting turn 2. Powers on, and he is accelerating all the way up towards turn 4. Lifts off right here, a light brake, and he keeps as much speed as he possibly can to rip around the outer edge of turn 5 at the very beginning of sector 2. And now here we come. Let's see the line he takes through the chicane. Using a bit of the curbs on both sides. That's very nice, very smooth as he makes his way through. It's this section. It's so technical. It's a big challenge, and this is really where the time differences start appearing. Alright, that's through Sector 2. It's not a purple, but it's looking very nice and clean. Around the turn 13 hairpin, shifting it into third, and now up, just drifting through that final corner, putting on the power as early as he dares, and here we go. It's just a race to the finish now. It's pure acceleration, and Lord Raptor is not able to improve on his current time. That is a 1:16. Flex is out of qualifying. What has just happened to Flex? Red Baron looking to be in a nice qualifying position thus far. He's getting his tires up to temperature. And let's see what he can do with this one. He's currently sitting in P6. We've got a few racers who have still yet to set a time, but El Sucio Dan is out for that. And actually, I should just have a little peek. Alright, so Dan's on an outlap, so we're going to go to him next. But for now, let's watch Red Baron as he is going to set a lap. He's currently got a 1:16.442. Only 2 minutes and 25 seconds left in this, which has been an action-packed qualifying. There's a yellow out for Sector 2, but that's just a slow car. It doesn't seem to have been any accident. Nice and tight line there, and then swinging wide, but not so wide that he compromises his line, so he is able to keep that power down. You can see the full green, and then he lifts off, brakes, only about 50% braking pressure. Nice and careful with the lines there. He's not pushing the extreme limit of that line, but there's a lot to be said for comfort. There is a car that is sideways just up ahead. Hopefully it's going to be able to get moving, because I believe that's Camborne up ahead. Camborne currently not looking great in his qualifying, only in P9. He's been challenging for wins lately. He was in excellent position when he had a painful spin out, but he's out of the way here right now, and Red Baron comes through. That's a nice sector for Red Baron. He is looking strong. He might have been doing some practice here, or perhaps this is a bit of a comfortable circuit for him. We can see that Luke Brax has just gone P3. And let's see if Red Baron can improve on his time. It's a 1:16.4 he's looking for. And it's a 1:16.2. He improves by 0.2, and that is able to push him ahead of Flex, who is no longer in qualifying right now. Now on board with El Sucio Dan. Dan is, of course, the reigning champion. And he has had some good results in the races he's been able to take part in. He's got 1 victory to his name this season, but 3 podiums. Of course, 3 podiums doesn't necessarily get you through the season, because unfortunately he's also not been able to take part in 5 of the races thus far, which has put him a little ways down. But we're going to see what he can do here, if he can get himself pushed up into a high position here. Oh, he's coming up on a little bit of traffic. Hopefully everything stays out of the way for him. Oh, Raro. Oh, good. He makes his way out into the pit lane, and it's nothing more than a little psychological distraction for him. Let's see what El Sucio Dan is able to do here. He's coming through. It's not an amazing lap. This is just going to be a 1:17 flat, and that puts him into 14th. And that is, of course, on the medium tires. No real reason to be qualifying outside of the top 10 on the medium, since you, of course, get the free choice of tires. Ooh, and that's a spin for Taylor Funk. But let's have a shout out for Taylor Funk here, who's put himself P2 in qualifying here. And the checkered flag is out. So let's see if anyone here is still on a lap at all. We got Fiji, but his lap's been disallowed. Oh, is El Sucio Dan going for another lap? Ooh, power slide for Nameless Nate, and that's going to be costly. And he's backing out of it. Let's see if El Sucio Dan is going to be hitting another lap. He's certainly racing as if he's hoping to. So unfortunately, it looks like we haven't been able to get Ian Brax in. El Suciadan is able to push himself up, but just a little bit. It's his 13th place start for El Suciadan. So right now, if we take a look at the race starting positions, it's going to be Prestige, Taylor Funk, Luke Brax, Rafa, Raro, Red Baron, and let's see, Dubman is coming around. Sorry, Raro, Dubman, and oh, whoops. Looks like we lost a couple there. I'm just going to take a moment and see if we can get Ian in. Alright, so there we have it. Prestige, Taylor Funk, Luke Brax, RFX Rafa, Raro, Dubman himself, Red Baron, Lord Raptor Flex, and T Goldie. All of them set their times on the soft tires, no one running counter strategy in the top 10. And then after T Goldie in 10th, we've got Camborne, we've got Fiji Domo, we've got El Suciadan and J.O. Patel, we've got Balzac, Nameless Nate, and Get Dunked. So everyone in the top 10 is going to be running on the softs. Everyone further back has a free choice of tire. So El Suciadan working with a bit of improvised hardware right now. Hopefully that's able to work out for him. So let's run through the championship, shall we? Right now, Flex has had an absolutely massive start to the season. He had 4 wins in a row: Bahrain, China, Spain, Monte Carlo, and then a second place in Canada. But then the second half of his season has been another story entirely. We've had retirements, we've had disconnections, we've had a race where he wasn't able to show up. But we do have one podium he was able to salvage out of a rainy Great Britain. Was it rainy? I'm trying to remember the weather now. I may perhaps be remembering a different league. So he's got 138 points, and trailing him is Camborne, who had a disastrous race last week out in Great Britain. He was leading after a safety car, and then spun out while leading on the restart, which cost him heavily. He went from potentially catching right up with Flex to only scoring a single point. He is currently at 115 points. Then we've got Kenny LaFleur just behind him at 114, but Kenny is not here tonight. He is busy with other academic requirements. So then behind him we have Rafa, who is definitely a challenger for the championship in spite of being 50 points back. He is a very, very strong racer, and he was the winner in Great Britain. El Suciadan actually crossed the line first, but he had a bunch of penalties that threw him down the order. Then we've got Raro, who has been just steadily plugging away and is just 2 points behind Rafa, even though he only has 2 podiums to his name, but they're both fairly recent, so he's been steadily scoring more and more points throughout the season. Those 2 podiums, of course, in France and Austria. Luke Brax, strong performances, but he's only been able to attend about half of the races, so he's sitting in 6th, followed by El Suciadan, who's got very much the same story, then Prestige, Balzac, Sheer Insanity, and of course Sheer has been one of the guys who we're just always expecting something from, and he's now got 2 podiums, and he had a really nice result in Great Britain. So perhaps Sheer can start to put on a bit of a tear this season. Behind him, we've got Ian Brax, J.L. Patel, Nameless Nate, Red Baron, Brother John, and Get Dunked. And then behind them, just scrolling down a bit further, we've got Lord Raptor, who's got 8 points off of his result, just starting off recently. Taylor Funk, T Goldie, Fiji Domo, who, as we mentioned a little bit earlier, we're expecting big things from him. It's just a matter of time. Then Dubman, Jägershot, and that is everyone in this league who has points at the moment. We're having a bit of a waiting for players moment. Hopefully there's no connection issues going on right now. Alright, so here we go. we've got the race about to start here. This is, again, Formula Racing League, Season 3 from the Hungary Ring, and I am Chaos, your caster. Alright, and here they go for the formation lap. Prestige in pole position here, leading T-Funk, Luke Brax, Rafa, Rawro Dubman, Red Baron, Lord Raptor, Flex, T Goldie, Camborn, Fiji, Dan, Jail Patel, Balzac, Nameless Nate, and Get Dunked. So Prestige is definitely going to want to be able to make something from this. He's had some really nice pace, but he just hasn't really gotten the results that could have potentially had him challenging for the championship with just a little bit more good fortune. But he's not really outside of shooting distance. There's a big cluster of guys who are sitting there right between 46 points and 88 points, who are all within shooting range of each other. That is, of course, Rafa, Rawro, Luke Brax, El Susu, Dan, Prestige, Balzac, and sheer insanity. So Prestige leads us away. And right behind you can see Taylor Funk, Luke Brax in the Alpine, and Rafa in the Mercedes. Rawro is driving in the first of the Aston's Martin. And then we've got Dubman in the Haas, Red Baron in Aston Martin number 2, Lord Raptor, who is repping the McLaren Mercedes, I should say. Flex, who is in the actual Honda and the AlphaTauri, T Goldie in the second Haas, Camborn, who is going to be looking to make up positions here, Fiji, El Sucio Dan, Jail Patel behind him, Balzac from 15th, Nameless Nate, and Get Dunked, who will be running in 17th of this race. And here we go. The first cars are already lining up on the grid, and now it's just to these guys to make their way around, and then we will begin. The cars are into position, the strategies are set, we've got the cars in the back largely running on the mediums, and the cars in front on softs. 5 red lights. And they're out. It's a good start from Taylor Funk. And here we go. Oh, a little bit of swing over at the Red Bull in the back there. Luke Brax is holding the position there. Prestige looks like Taylor Funk might have been able to get a bit of a jump on him as Rawro goes around the outside. RFX Rafa trying to make up for a little bit of lost position here as he goes up the inside of Dubman himself. And there's a little bit more jostling further ahead. Here we go, as Luke Brax is able to squeeze back ahead of Rawrocopter. Prestige has taken his position back from Taylor Funk, and it is a tight battle through the grid here as they race up into Sector 2. Rawro, followed by Rafa, followed by Dubman, Red Baron. Up 2 positions is Camborn, who's right behind his teammate Flex. Down 2 is Lord Raptor, T Goldie. Oh, that's a bit of a moment there. Does he have some damage from that contact? Oh, and T Goldie is off. Get Dunked also. Yellow flag's out, and that is some debris on the track. Yeah, and he's going wide. There's definitely some harm to Get Dunked's car here. Nameless Nate in 15th place. T Goldie, oh, that's an unfortunate start to the race, but we go up ahead to position 5, where we have Rafa, who is right behind Rawro. We've got this lead group in a tight little bunch here as they make their way around to the final corner of Turn 1. Prestige leads. No change to the position after all that battling in the first couple of places there. But we've got some tight fighting here. Red Baron has a run on Dubman himself. He's going to go up the inside. We take a side-to-side look, and he brakes. Can he out-brake? Will Dubman get the cut back? Red Baron is able to keep it under control. Dubman might get something, and Flex is himself trying to make a little bit of a move here, and he's able to pop up the inside, and now he goes around making a double move on Red Baron. They're side by side as Dubman himself is licking his chops, thinking, can I take advantage of this? A little bit of pushing, a little bit of argy-bargy, as they say, and they come up To the hill, turn 4. Oh, will it go? They're both a little bit wide, but Red Baron holds the position just ahead of Flex. We've got a couple of pit stops as Lord Raptor, Nameless Nate, T Goldie, and Get Dunked are all taking some first lap repairs after a little bit of activity, shall we say, on that first lap. But no changes to the position in the front. The big winner from this start is your man in 10th, Jayul Patel, who finds himself up 4 positions, right behind Camborne and Dubman himself. We got Flex, who is chasing down Red Baron just ahead of Dubman. Oh, there's a bit of a moment for Red Baron, but Flex isn't quite close enough to capitalize on it. Meanwhile, Robro is doing a nice job holding on to his position that he has seized ahead of RFX Rafa's Mercedes. Prestige with another fastest lap as he is setting some nice times here. As he barrels down the straight, Prestige leads T-Funk, Luke-Rax, Raro, and Rafa. We've got a little bit of activity further behind as Flex swings out a bit on Red Baron. Cars coming into the overtaking zone here, but it doesn't look like much is going to be happening there. And here we go, Fiji. He's down 1 position, but he has kept his nose clean, and he is right at the back of this lead group. So things are still looking pretty good for him here. Jayul Patel is chasing down Camborne, and why don't we switch now to have a little look at the tire strategies. So, Cam is the leader of the racers on the medium tires. Jayul Patel is the driver furthest back who is running the softs. Everyone who started in the top 10, of course, on those soft tires, and a few people have already switched off due to all of the incidents on the first lap. But still, in spite of the incidents, no one is out of the race, and that is good to see. You can tell how hard it is to follow close here. Jayul Patel riding right behind Camborne. Cam wanting to score some points here to put a dent into Flex. But luckily for him, Flex is not actually that much further ahead. Flex himself is stuck right behind Red Baron right now, and we're going to see if he's going to be able to get past this second Aston Martin. They're running the same strategy, so there's not going to be any particular advantage, but the DRS is open, and this could be the first DRS pass as we come in. And Red Baron can only watch and see if he can go around the outside now, as he tries to make it, but it's not going to happen. Flex is able to seize P6 from Red Baron. And further back, oh, there's a little bit of a moment. What happened there? We are having a bit of a moment with El Sucio Dan and Dubman himself. And Dan is able to take the position. Fiji, meanwhile, is right behind Balzac. Balzac losing touch a little bit with Jayul Patel. He is going to want to see if he can close down on that. Meanwhile, up in the lead, which deserves some attention, Prestige is continuing to lead Taylor Funk, but he's not breaking outside of DRS range, and that means potential activity. Meanwhile, in 7th place, we've got Red Baron, who is right behind Flex. He is not going to give up this one lightly. A little bit further back, we've got a trio here. El Sucio Dan leading Dubman himself and Jayul Patel. We come into the hairpin section. Robert goes a little bit wide and Rafa's going to get close here. And it's possible that he's going to get a good launch here, and that is what he is looking for. It is all about this launch. The DRS is open, but the same is true for Raro. Further back, Dubman himself going into the pits. Possibly took a little bit of damage there. And there's no overtakes as they come into the heaviest braking zone and best overtaking opportunity of this whole race. So Prestige continues to lead the race as we come onto the 5th lap here. And it's going to be interesting to see what sort of strategies come out. Are we going to be looking at some one-stops, or are we going to be perhaps looking at a few people going for an aggressive 2-stopper? Just behind Flex is now right up on the back of RFX Rafa, and he is going to want to get back to his winning ways. It's been a while since Monaco, and he is still leading this championship in spite of a fairly long dry spell. And I think that if I were Flex, I'd definitely want to be ending that right now. T-Funk picks up a time penalty. He's been pushing the track limits just a little bit more than he ought to. It's easy to happen here. But you have to be careful about that. There's a lot to be said for driving a little bit more conservatively and avoiding those penalties, because those penalties give so many strategic advantages to the cars around you. Up ahead, we've got Robert right on the tail of Luke Brax, and Luke is going into the pits. Luke is finished with these softs. He's done. He's had enough. And oh, look at this, so is Rafa. So that is 2 cars making their way into the pits as they are going to drop down the positions. Red Baron and Camborne, and El Suciodan, who's got a little bit of a run here. Is he going to take a peek? He looks. He had a little bit of a look, but you know what? Not right now. Thank you very much. J.O. Patel is continuing to pull away from Balzac. Oh, and we've got a bit of activity here as El Suciodan makes a dive up the inside into turn number 2, and that is a nice move. As a matter of fact, we've also got some tight racing here with Fiji Domo right behind Balzac. They're both running the mediums. Rafa, by the way, have a look at this. This gentleman is racing on the hard tires. That is a run to, well, I'm not quite sure if that's the finish of the race, but that's a long run regardless. So now we come on board with Camborne, who is chasing down El Suciodan and Red Baron. Red Baron is losing touch a little bit with Flex. He was close to him for a while, but now it is starting to slide back just a little bit. The lead duel, by the way, continues to be Taylor Funk and Prestige, and they're going to be making their way out onto the start-finish straight in a moment. We ride on board with Taylor Funk as he comes out on the final corner, turn 14, and T-Funk putting the power down, but what's he going to do against Prestige? Well, let's have a little bit of a look at their telemetry here and see where they are. Oh, that was a little bit of a close move. Bad moment to look away. But he has a lot more to spend than Prestige, and he also, of course, has the benefit of DRS. Oh, El Suciodan making a move on Red Baron. I always need to remember to be looking there. Oh, a little bit of a moment for J.O. Patel there. Meanwhile, Fiji remains very close to Balzac, but he's not quite able to get the attack that he wants here. Further back, we've got Luke Brax, who is the first of the people who's pitted on a regular strategy, followed shortly by RFX Rafa, who's going to just want to stay nice and close to him. Then we've got Dubman, Lord Raptor, Nameless Nate, T Goldie, and Get Dunked, who are all working to recover from that big first lap, a little bit of a bash here and a bash there. Prestige is pulling out a small gap here. Not quite outside of DRS range, but we're going to see if he's going to be able to get himself to safety there. El Suciodan, by the way, on an absolute tear right now. His pace is looking scary. Look at that, he is just pulling away. Red Baron is already left behind, and Flex is rapidly coming up ahead. So, Taylor Funk comes into the pits. Raro does not, Flex does not, El Suciodan, of course, does not. Red Baron staying up, as is Cam, J.O. Patel. And that would be everyone who would potentially want to pit right now. Here we go, Camborne up on the inside of Red Baron, and he's going to be able to outbrake him. Red Baron around the outside, and once again, they're able to get that inside line, and Cam is able to just pull away as Red Baron. His tires are starting to go. You can see that the advantage is now going towards the mediums. These softs are getting quite worn. Just behind, meanwhile, Fiji continuing his duel with Balzac. They get close every single lap there. Oh, looking up ahead, though, we've got J.O. Patel, who is right behind Red Baron. Red Baron is in trouble. He needs to take a pit. But just a little bit further back, we've had a move. T. Goldie has made it through on Nameless Nate on his 5-lap-old tires, but I can scarcely stand to look away from Red Baron right now because he is the center of activity. Camborne is through. Now we've got J.O. Patel, who's going to see if he can be the next. Since I am feeling that there is blood in the water here, Red Baron's tires cannot be feeling good right now. Is Rauer going to pit? Nope. Neither Flex. We come to Red Baron, and he's lining up for the pit lane. There we go. Red Baron makes his way into the pit lane and is overtaken by J.O. Patel, who makes his way out onto the main straight. J.O. Patel now released. We're going to see if there's going to be any action from Flex on Raro. Both of them running a very nice race. Look at this, El Suciodan charging on mediums, let I note. Haha, yes, I do speak another language, but this is theoretically my first. And, well, all my Quebecois friends know exactly how excellent my Hanglish is, and my Francais is. Alright, so, Balzac, 7th place. And he is just leading Fiji. Well, what's there to say? It's been a tight fight here for a while, but I think we need to go up to El Suciodan because Flex is starting to close in on Raro. He's been following, and he's just pulling in a little bit closer and a little bit closer, but you know that these soft tires are not going to be feeling so nice anymore. Prestige has pulled out a 6-second gap on Robert, but a bunch of the cars who are around him have pitted. So we're really interested to see where guys like Taylor Funk are going to be. Raro has had enough, he pulls into the pits, and now Flex is leading from El Sucio Dan, pardon me. Prestige also in the pit, so yes, Flex takes the lead, and he is going to be running the longest. Or, yeah, there we go, yes, everyone else. Fiji, no, not going into the pits, but of course he does not have the need for it. Let's see if he's able to make this the lap that he catches up. Look, he gets so close to Balzac here, and now he needs the power delivery, but that is not the power delivery. Meanwhile, that is a Ferrari that I see off the track. What is that? Does anyone else see this little Ferrari off the side of the track? What the heck is Get Dunked doing over there? Dear me, Get Dunked is out of the race. Well, I didn't see what happened there, but we have lost ourselves a Get Dunked. Jail Patel is right behind Taylor Funk here. So Taylor Funk pitted, and he's going on hards, which could be a brilliant strategy if he can make these things run to the end. But look at this, Jay Patel coming up the inside of him, and this is just going to be some real aggression here as he pushes his way through side by side, and Jay Patel takes it from Taylor Funk. And this could be turning out quite badly. Flex is in, and this is going to mean that El Sucio Dan, from way outside of the top 10, is now leading the race. He is leading Camborne by several seconds. I'd say that's about 4 seconds. And then we've got Balzac, who is still holding off against Fiji. Prestige followed by Luke Brax, who's getting close. And is there going to be some activity up ahead? No, once again, Fiji is not able to get this move on Balzac, but he's keeping the pressure up at all times. Breaks a little bit late, and that's going to give Balzac a bit of space to work with. Luke Brax right behind Prestige. And now, this is of course the former race leader, and now he is fending off a guy who is on medium tires. We're going to see if Prestige's pace can outwork the tire advantage that Luke Brax is going to have right now. So the 4 top drivers at this moment started the race on the medium tires. Oh, we've just lost Red Baron. What has happened? It looks like he's gone off. He's gone off out of turn 4, and that might be a safety car. We're gonna have to see, but Red Baron is out of the race, and that's unfortunate for him. And this could also, if there's a safety car, this could be big. This could be very big. But it looks like they're not gonna call it. So instead, this race continues. We've got Balzac leading Fiji Domo. We've got Prestige, who is just chasing down Fiji. And let's see what happens here. We've got a real train going on because Luke Brax is in the party as well. And keep in mind, these guys are on different strategies. There's no blue flags here. This is as legitimate a race as you'll find. Prestige needs to make his way past Fiji. But Fiji, of course, wants to get his way past Balzac. And this is going to be scary moments for Prestige because he has got Luke Brax right behind him. And Luke Brax is looking ready to make some aggression happen here. Not at this moment, but they all follow tightly, closely through this second sector. Prestige and Luke Brax fighting for what may be lead of the race. Oh, here's a lunge from Luke Brax up the inside! And it looks like Prestige got bumped off just a little bit there. I don't think he'll be happy with that, but we'll have a look at that after the race. But for the moment, Luke Brax is able to take his 5-lap-old medium tires ahead of Prestige. That's critical for both of their races. Luke Brax is going to need to do another pit stop. I'm almost certain of it. I mean, if he doesn't, he's some sort of strange blue wizard. But fighting's going on elsewhere, because we've also got Rafa right behind Prestige. We know that Rafa is good, and now we're going to see these two guys going head-to-head on the same set of tires, both on the hards. Going to see what they can do, and for the moment, Prestige is just going to want to stay right behind this slick-shod medium fella, Luke Brax. And Luke, by the way, still stuck behind Fiji, who is still behind Balzac. And let's give a chapeau to Balzac, by the way, who has been just defending like an absolute beast for this entire race, essentially. And behind we have Luke Brax, Prestige, and RFX Rafa. In the lead, by the way, we have El Sucio Dan, who's quietly doing his own thing. Pick that up, please. Thank you. And we've got Camborne running P2. Balzac is the leader of this group, currently running in 3rd position. Please pick that up. Here we go. Luke Brax gonna make a move here. He goes up the inside, and here's the move. Fiji is gonna fight it, and now they're gonna have a... Oh, there we go. Giving all the space he's required. The wheels are overlapping as they come through here. Oh, are you even allowed to use the entrance? Oh, goodness. I wonder if that's allowed on the track there. Well, he made it work, and now Fiji is going to give everything to fight this one back. Meanwhile, Rafa is all over the back of Prestige. Fiji goes to the outside of Luke Brax. He's going to try and fight it. Meanwhile, just behind, we're going to see from Rafa's perspective if he can make anything happen. But this is a battle, a real fight, and this is for the effective lead of the race. Fiji is a little bit wide, and that is going to allow Prestige through. Fiji's not going to be happy about that, but he chooses to back out of that. And now this is going to give Rafa a moment. A little bit of contact there, but they're through. Rafa is through. Hopefully all the cars are fully intact. And now Fiji just needs to reset. Hey, I'm on old tires. These are going to get changed soon. I have fought and I've held my position well. My rival Balzac is still right up there, and Balzac isn't going to be faring much better. He is also against all of these guys on the very, very fresh tires. Well, I say very fresh compared to his spring chickens. Balzac goes a little bit wide now. Luke Brax, is he going to go for the same old move? Balzac pushes just a little bit to the inside to make the pass look a little threatening. He misses the apex a little bit, and I think Luke is going to consider making a move even here. But Balzac places his car right in the middle. Luke has a little bit of a moment there, and now Prestige is right behind Luke saying, hey, you know what? You make a mistake, I'm taking my place back. I want to win. Give it to me. Oh, you know what? He's not going to give it to him. He's going to take it. Meanwhile, Rafa right behind, but we have had a lost driver. What is this? Off on the side, it's T. Goldie. T. Goldie is out of the race, and we have lost 3 now. Red Baron, Get Dunked, and T. Goldie are all not going to finish. What's this? Raro is going very slowly. Did he have an illegal overtake, perhaps? It's a safety car. A little bit of confusion there. And now, oh, this is interesting. This is a very key moment. So these drivers who've been running long on the mediums, 14 laps, this is a beautiful moment for them to take a pit stop. Of course, El Sucio Dan is so far ahead of the car, it is currently just waiting around. So, into the pits right now, we have Lord Raptor, and we have Dubman, who has taken the opportunity to put on another set of mediums, and we have Nameless Nate, who is just going in right now. What is Nate gonna throw on? He takes off, and there we go. Hards to the end. 20 laps, easily done. Here comes El Sucio Dan. He's got a big lead right now. In fact, he will be able to pit and come out still in the lead, which is really something. So Balzac also absolutely getting away with murder right now. Of course, some of the cars behind aren't going to be pitting. But here we go. Key moments in the race right now. El Sucio Dan started, I believe, P14. Comes into the pits. Is he going to be able to come out ahead of the others? Keep in mind, they're going slowly, but they haven't quite caught up yet. Behind, Balzac pits. Prestige stays out. Rafa stays out. Luke Brax in. Flex out. Fiji in. Raro out. Camborne out. Patel in. Lord Raptor, of course, has already made his pit stop. So here we go. Prestige is now P2. P1? Oh, interesting. That was confusing for just a moment, but here we go. They have caught the safety car. Prestige leads El Sucio Dan. That is very interesting. Rafa is going to be in 3rd place, but he's on older hards, so is Flex and Raro. Cam, now in 6th place on brand new mediums. Can he take those 20 laps? That's the key question as he joins the back of this safety car train. And then we've got Balzac just ahead of Luke Brax. and Fiji Domo, who is now going to once again find himself just behind Balzac on the exact same strategy. So he's currently running P9. It looks like we're going to have one more lap under the safety car because it's a little ways back for Nameless Nate and T-Funk to catch up. J.O. Patel running on fresh mediums, and everyone outside of the top 5 has pitted for fresh tires. So this was a well-used safety car for just about everyone. Lord Raptor running P11, Dubman P12, Nameless Nate 13th, and Taylor Funk is actually caught up in the midst of this group, so he's going to be staying a lap down. It's too bad the game doesn't have a thing to release a driver up ahead, but so it goes. Because this would be an excellent moment for T-Funk to get waved on through. So Prestige leads for one more lap under the safety car, and then we're going to have about 18 laps to the finish. Once again, this is Prestige, Dan, Rafa, Flex, Raro, Camborne, Balzac, Luke Rex, Fiji Domo, J.L. Patel, Lord Raptor, Dubman himself, Nameless Nate, and Taylor Funk. What's this? Is someone pitting? Oh no, that's just a momentary overtake. Of course, Fiji had a terrible mistake under the safety car in Austria that saw him get disqualified out of the lead, so we've had a couple of these moments happen to a few FRL drivers, and they're not mistakes you make twice. Alright, Nameless Nate will be the last driver to catch up, and now his gap is erased, and now it is time for Nameless Nate to start anew. It's a fresh race. It's now a quarter-length race rather than a half-length race, and he is ready to take the challenge to the drivers ahead. He's got hards. He is running very comfortably to the end. So I suspect that there will be no more planned pit stops for anyone here, looking at the strategies right now. It's going to be Prestige's job to lead a safety car restart. Everyone's going to be at full charge as they make their way around. So the story right here, we have got Prestige and we've got El Sucio Dan. Dan has fresher tires by a little bit, but they're hards. The difference isn't going to be that huge. Rafa also on hards, but they have run for 10 laps. Not quite as fresh as Prestige's, much less fresh than El Sucio Dan's. So we'll see if he can do anything, but fortunately, the guys behind him, Flex and Rauer, are running the exact same thing as Prestige. So the safety car is in. And here comes the restart. Prestige takes it away. Oh, he's slow taking it away. Oh, there's a bit of a backup. Oh, that's ugly. That's ugly. That's really ugly. But here's the restart, and that might have just messed things up very badly for him. As look at that, Rafa takes the lead off of the safety car restart. Oh, goodness! Into the wall! But did he? No. Goodness, we got a bit of a moment. Taylor Funk is ghosted as we come around here. I saw a car losing control there for a second, but couldn't quite make out who it was. It looked a little bit red. Flex in P5 just fighting with his teammate Camborne. We got the lapped Taylor Funk right in the middle of this. We've got Flex followed by Camborne, Luke Brax. Little gap back to Balzac, and then we've got a real tight group here with Fiji right behind Balzac. We've got a yellow flag out as once again... Oh, Dubman's out! Dubman is out! Nameless Nate has had a severe collision with Dubman, and Dubman has retired from the race. Taylor Funk has gotten his way... Well, he's actually sitting in the position of third right now. And might even try to get through on El Sucio Dan. Cheeky! Oh, that's going to be very distracting. But Rafa, interesting situation to find oneself in. Meanwhile, Luke Brax and Flex coming around here. Luke Brax up on the inside in his Alpine. Flex going around the outside, using as much of the track as he can, and now holding on to the inside. He's being given space by Luke Brax, but Luke's going to get a way better launch here. Oh, we've got a battle for third. No, we don't, sorry. I got thrown off just a little bit by that, but Flex, and this is the battle right here. As Flex goes up the inside of Luke Brax, can Luke Brax fight it back? Flex looks like he's holding the position. Luke Brex is not able to take it back, not just yet. So we have lost now 4 drivers as Dubman has DNF. Luke Brex has a run here, but Flex cuts off the inside. There's no move that's going to happen right there. And Flex holds the position, but Luke Brex clearly has the pace. He's going to want that position back just behind him. We've still got that battle. It's Balzac, and guess who he is continuing to hold off? It is Fiji. These two have just been in saber lock this whole thing, not giving an instant to each other to rest. They had perhaps a safety car, but even then there's a little bit of gamesmanship, a little bit of lunging, a little bit of coming up and braking. There's a yellow flag. What's this? It is a blue car. Is that J.O. What the? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! J.O. Patel and Lord Raptor out as they both come together. What happened there? Taylor Funk is out. J.O. Patel is out. Lord Raptor is out. And with that, there were 10 drivers left. Huge attrition here, and we've got another safety car. Rafa does not pit. Neither does El Sucio, Dan, Prestige staying out, Robber out, Flex, Luke Brax, Camborne is pitting. And Balzac picks up a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is critical for his battle with Fiji Domo. Fiji comes out right behind Camborne. Balzac's, of course, going to get the launch from him. Let's see what happens here as he comes out and right behind Balzac, but now Balzac has a time penalty. Alright, what a strange situation this is. Strange times as we have now lost 7 of our starting drivers with a 3-person incident that happened up there. It looks like something happened to Taylor Funk, and then J.O. Patel and Lord Raptor had a move. It looks like J.O. Patel caught the inside of Lord Raptor's side pod and then just turned the car around onto himself. As a steward, I definitely shouldn't speak out about that. Well, let's see. We've got a little bit of conversation going. Why don't we have a little peek? T-Funk game crashed. Well, unfortunately for T-Funk, not just the game has crashed. Huh. Dubman, big apologies to Nate. Patel apologizing to Lord Raptor. And Lord Raptor was saying, don't worry, after the safety car got called, we got entangled. So, seems that there's no recriminations there. But, whew, what a moment. I only wish my camera work had been a little bit more solid there, but we're going to have one more lap under the safety car as Nameless Nate comes back here. Yeah, so that's a really unfortunate moment where we lose several racers all at once. So, looking at the conversation, Lord Raptor apologizes to Dubman, seeing that Dubman possibly crashed in avoidance, although, well, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, we're going to have to see a couple of perspectives from that one, because that was quite the incident. But now, well, we're down to the final 10. So, enough said about the retired. It's time to talk about those who are still in the race. RFX Rafa is leading, but his lead is tenuous. He is on 14-lap-old hard tires. Everyone's tire strategy is getting a little bit easier as this race progresses because they're spending more and more time just being gentle under the safety car. El Sucio Dan has really been the big mover and shaker of this race, as he is now right behind RFX Rafa on 4-lap-old tires. There was a very strange restart by Prestige, who was playing a little bit of a game, I think. Made everyone really accordion up behind him, but then when he went, RFX Rafa already had a run and it had kind of gotten in Dan's way. So that's didn't exactly turn out how I think Prestige would have wanted it. And now he has Dan, who is on fresher tires, right in front of him. Raro is running P4, which is looking quite solid, and then behind him is Flex. We talked about Flex. He, of course, is the winningest driver of the season and is the championship leader by just about a full race's margin. Luke Brax is running P6, and he's on the mediums. Balzac's on the mediums. Fiji's on the mediums, and he is still behind Balzac. Camborne is on the soft tires, because, oh, don't we love it when Cam throws the dice. And then Nameless Nate is all caught up. There is a severe collision, apparently, under the safety car. Oh, no. Well, so much for the penalty advantage. That is kaput. Fortunately, Fiji's front wing is not kaput. As we come... Oh! Rafa almost had a moment. What is it with us and safety cars? Racers, we are a crazy type, I suppose, but Rafa leads the way ahead of El Sucio Dan. And then we've got Prestige running P3. El Sucio Dan is very close, so is Flex onto Raro. Let's see if we can get any action on the overtakes here. No, it looks like everyone is going to come through clean, and Rafa continues to lead, but he is pursued closely by El Sucio Dan. El Sucio Dan is going to want to put another trophy onto his case today, and he wants it to be golden. So El Sucio Dan chasing down RFX Rafa. Flex is extremely close to Raro. What can he do here? He cuts the corner. That's what he can do there, and that is not going to be good for Flex's podium charge here. He was trying to get the very aggressive line, but he pushed too much, and that's one of the things he can do. We talk about the sort of psychological aspects of racing. When you're chasing someone, you can pressure them into mistake. When you're defending, you can pressure your overtaker into a mistake. There's so much of a mental game here. Oh goodness, Raro is wide. Raro has gone wide and lost a couple of positions to Flex and Luke Brax. 2 places down, and now he's got Balzek right behind him. Balzek is pursued by Fiji Domo, and now we're going to see if there's... Oh, he's really close there, and around the outside, Camborn! Here we go. What can you do? Cam's up the inside, but he sees those red tires. What can you do against that kind of grip right now? And Cam is up into P8. He is looking to make something out of this race. Rafa leads, Dan is close, Prestige is slipping behind, Flex P4, Luke Brax, Raro and Balzek, and here we go, a little bit of jostling for position. Fiji is saying, you're not going around the outside, man, you gotta find somewhere else. Lord Raptor leaves the session, of course, he's been retired, and now we go to Nameless Nate, who has had to pit from some damage there. Hopefully he'll be able to catch up again, but gambling for yet another safety car is definitely long odds now, but the way these guys have been racing, I might not be surprised. There's a lot of aggression going on here. Balzek is right behind Raro, and Raro, of course, on 12-lap-old hards. Balzek on these fresh mediums. He's going to want to make something happen. But so is Fiji. Fiji has just been thinking, oh, if I can spend another day never looking at this frigging Bic pen of a McLaren, I will be a happy man. But he can't be too happy because no one is happy when you have Camborn behind you on softs. Cam squeezing around the outside, trying to find a space, has to break a little bit of a compromised line here. Raro trying to fend off Balzek. Fiji trying to fend off Cam. And Cam wants this 8th place. He needs it. He needs to be making overtakes now. RFX Rafa is continuing to lead the race here. And now, Camborn has a bit of a run here as he comes up on Fiji. Fiji, weaving right, weaving left, weaving right again. That's as many as you're allowed to do. Oh! And there's a late move by Cam as he goes up the inside. Is he going to get a bit of a better launch? No, he is not. And Fiji continues to hold the position. Meanwhile, Balzek is unable to get past Raro. Raro has been firm on the defense. Further up ahead, we've got a battle for third that is currently led by Prestige as he fends off Luke Brax and, and Flex. Ooh, tight line there for Cam. Cam is very aggressive and he picks up a time penalty for his troubles. And now he continues to chase down Fiji Domo. If you ever have to walk away from casting a race, just leave the camera on Fiji. The action will happen around him. So we have Raro, Balzek, Fiji Domo, and Camborn as they make their way around. There's 10 laps and small amount of change to go as he is continuing to fight. There's battles ahead. There's battles behind. There's a battle for the lead going on. But we can scarcely look away from this because this is the action. We have got everything that you want for a good battle. You've got cars who are really stacked, who are on these fast strategies, who need to overtake. But this is Hungary. El Sucio Dan picks up a fastest lap, and he's got a real good run here. He comes up, goes up the inside of El Sucio Dan. They go side by side around turn 1. Can they get a better launch? El Sucio Dan might have it. Rafa is now going to push El Sucio Dan. And now he leaves space. Dan backs off. But now is that going to be a compromised line? El Sucio Dan cuts back, and this is the kind of battle that you come to Hungary in order to see a battle for the lead. It's RFX Rafa fighting off the Ferrari. He comes around again. He goes up on the side, but he can't hold it. And here we go. El Sucio Dan is not able to get through, but Rafa's tires have to make 10 more laps of this. El Sucio Dan's tires will be as old as Rafa's when he's finished the race. Rafa has to go so much further than this, but El Sucio Dan is just continuing to lean on the pressure. He is pushing pushing that Mercedes. He is pushing Rafa, saying, do you really think you can do this? Further back, we've got a little bit of a moment as Fiji loses it. Oh no, we made the joke earlier about the small mistake at the end. That small mistake has hit Fiji. Now he needs to make his way back into this group, but it's going to be a hard fight in order to do that. At the front, Rafa and Dan battling for the lead. This is the tightest battle on track, and it is for the victory. Both of them flawless, no penalties so far. Rafa running a more conventional strategy and taking advantage of a strange restart where Prestige played some games and got burnt. But now this time, El Suciodan up the inside, just charging through, and he seizes the lead. First place now belongs to El Suciodan. And there's a tight battle behind as Flex lunges up the inside of Prestige. They're fighting for podium position. El Suciodan is spun! Oh my goodness! And Prestige is out of the race! The pole sitter is out of the race! El Suciodan down to 5th. Safety car is out. What has just happened to this race? Just as I was about to say, El Suciodan has it in the palm of his hand. It's gone. There's only 9 drivers left. RFX Rafa leads. Flex now running P2, and suddenly Flex is a huge threat to take the lead here. Luke Brax, 9 laps on his medium tires. He can take these to the end, certainly, but is he going to try to pit? Balzac running P4. Could he get his first podium of the season in this race? It could very well happen. He's been close before. And then El Suciodan, does he have damage? He's down in P5. What has happened to his wing? Is his wing still intact? It looks like it is. But what's he going to do from this? He has to suddenly make all these moves happen. Again, Camborne now P6. He's right behind the erstwhile race leader. And he is on soft tires that are going to get a humongous reprieve. Raro running P7. He made a mistake. He lost places. But now he's going to have all of the time gaps once again neutralized. But he's behind Camborne, who has, he's not going to say, these hards, I'm just going to finish last on the house. El Suciodan pitting as well. He must have damage. Alternatively, he knows that the only move now is sprint. Sprint, sprint to the end. Luke Brax is following RFX Rafa. Balzac is in P3. Camborne is following Flex, and Cam getting awful close to Balzac right there. And here we go, Flex P5, El Suciodan P6. What a race this is. So here we go. El Suciodan is coming out. He's behind Flex. Raro is coming up behind him. Nameless Nate is actually coming through, and now he's going to be in the mix with the medium tires. And Fiji is serving his penalty now. So this is very good, actually. Fiji is going to be able to serve the penalty that he accrued earlier and put on these tires and going to race to the end. And doing the pit stop as he is right now, this is actually going to mean that there's going to be yet another lap under the safety car, because it's going to take him a little while to catch up. So the detection site is somewhere right around Sector 3. If everyone isn't caught up by Sector 3, they typically run the safety car around once more. Although those rules become just a wee bit looser in the final lap, or the final few laps of the race. So let's see what's going to happen here. RFX Rafa is leading on positively geriatric tires. He is ahead of Luke Brax, who leads Balzac Camborne. Flex El Suciodan on the softs. So's Flex, might I add. And then Nameless Nate, Raro, and Fiji, who is still in it. So the safety car is going to take one more lap, and then at the end of lap 28, we are going to race 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. A 7-lap sprint. Everyone is going to be compressed. And what is the strategy situation? Well, we have 5 drivers who are all on the soft tires. They're Cam, they're Flex, they're El Suciodan, Raro, and they are Fiji. And then we've got the endurance runners. Hello, what's this? Nameless Nate has said, oh, you know what? I think I want to be a member of Party A on the soft tires, please. And I think that is a good decision from Nameless Nate to do that. He is just going to end up in 9th, and this is an opportunity for a couple of nice points today, and Nate would certainly appreciate that. Oh, goodness. Fiji sped under the safety car. I understand why. He definitely wanted to get ahead of Nameless Nate there, but it's not a happy situation, and that is just going to kind of seal the deal on Fiji's race. You're not going to recover from that in 7 laps of racing. So Rafa is beginning to allow a small gap to form to the safety car up ahead. He leads the race ahead of Luke Brax, Balzac, and Camborne. And Camborne, right now, is in the figurative, well, you know what, it's hard to say. I'd say catbird seat right now, but actually, if I had to make a guess right now, I would say Flex has a very nice position, because he is the highest runner who is on these fresh, soft tires. But there's a critical thing to remember. Hungary. Hungary, Hungary, Hungary. This is a viciously difficult circuit to overtake. You've seen that even with fresh tires, it is hard to do. So there's not... I cannot say too much how valuable track position is right now. And right now, the three potential podium sitters right now are Rafa, Luke Brax, and Balzac. And we have seen from Fiji's attempts at attack over and over and over again. He is very hard to get past. So let's see if Rafa can avoid any of the hijinks that happened in that last restart. It's slow here as they make their way around. And Rafa takes it away. The power is down. Rafa leads, but Luke Brax is right behind, and I think there's going to be an overtake immediately. Luke Brax charging up the inside. RFX Rafa goes for the inside line, but now Luke is going to get a nice outside line. Is he going to go for an undercut? Here we go. He's got the inside line, and now he's going to push. Rafa is going to be able to push him around the outside. He's going to ride it. Just behind, Balzac is being overtaken by Flex. And Flex, we talked about that advantageous position, and he's really putting it to work right now as Camborne has actually lost a couple of positions. Oh goodness, El Sucio Dan just charging through. Is that a legal pass? Well, he's keeping on racing, so it seems like the game does regard it as such. Flex has a little bit of a moment just up ahead, but RFX Rafa has managed to hold on to his lead from Luke Brax. So it's a tight battle through and through. RFX Rafa is just running a tire nursing home at this point. A tire hospice. Just trying to get these things, just get a little bit longer. Just need to get one more birthday here. Because these tires are so elderly, they will be telling you old stories around a fireplace. They will be making rambling, somewhat incoherent arguments to you. These are very, very old tires. Meanwhile, we've got some tires from Luke Brax that say, "Come on, old man," and we've got a couple of tires from Flex that are making baby noises right now, but they are very, very fast baby noises as Flex charges up the inside of Luke Brax. Here we go, through turn 1, and that is the position taken. But look at this, it's El Sucio Dan who is now going up the inside. Luke Brax is right there, and now El Sucio Dan is going to try and hold this position. He squeezes Luke Brax as much as he dares to the inside. They both give each other space, and ultimately Luke Brax is forced to cede. There's not a lot that you can do with those tires. Camborne tumbling down through the positions a little bit here as his 8-lap-old softs are not exactly doing the trick right now. RFX Rafa is leading the race ahead of Flex. El Sucio Dan is chasing down Flex. Flex and Dan. Oh, there's a bit of a moment there now. Oh goodness! Is that damage? Is that possible damage taken? Let's go to El Sucio Dan and look backwards. It looks like Luke Brax's car is okay, which is good to hear. Raro is in the same position as Flex and El Sucio Dan in that he has cars who he knows he can overtake. Balzac has fallen down to 5th place, but he's going to want to hold what he can. Raro wants to get higher. There is a potential podium within reach here if he just has a little bit of good fortune and a lot of consistent driving, and we know that Raro makes one mistake a race. That's how it works. He's made his mistake. He went wide. He lost 2 positions. That's the only mistake he gets to make this race. Flex going up the inside of RFX Rafa. It was bound to happen, and this time there's nothing Rafa can do to make that not happen. El Sucio Dan now is next, but can Flex build a bit of a gap because there's only a couple of positions left, a couple of laps left, I should say, in order to make position changes happen. Raro is ahead of Balzac, and now he is going to be charging against Luke Brax. Camborne is chasing down Balzac. Maybe he can make something happen, but at this point we're at the turnaround point where the mediums become better than an equally aged soft tire. Nameless Nate, after everything that has happened this race, is an 8th right behind Camborne, just saying, make some mistakes, come on, let me stay close. You guys have penalties. Ooh, bit of a moment there. Nameless Nate got a bit lungy there. Has to remember that the cars ahead are on compromised positions. Oh, Balzac has just lost the position to Luke Brax. And now he's going to see if he can fight back on it. Luke Brax and Balzac getting into a real fight here, and Camborne is saying, yes, please. Is he going to go for a dive? No, he's not going to dive right now. He plays it safe. He takes a careful line. Nameless Nate is able to close up the gap just a little bit. Meanwhile, El Sucio Dan is pursuing Rafa. Rafa has lost DRS range, and that is absolutely critical. Here we go. El Sucio Dan, RFX Rafa. Let's get some information on the telemetry here. Up the inside, and he's through. He's clearly through. There's nothing Rafa can do now beyond try to hold off Rarocopter. And Raro looks at that and says, okay, literal old man tires. Here we go. I'm tired. I won't apologize. Luke Brax is up the inside of Balzac. Balzac right around that side of... Oh, goodness! There they go, marching 2 by 2, hurrah! And now Camborne making a move. His tires are 10 laps old, but he's not done yet. He backs out of this one because he doesn't want the race to end not so close to classification. This is the battle right here, as Nameless Nate is now going to see if he can make a move. Is there going to be a dive up the inside of the chicane? Surely no one is that crazy, and don't call me Shirley. So Nameless Nate, after everything, is right in the fight here. He can see 5th place just up ahead. They're so tight, and there's penalties ahead of him. He just needs to stay close. Flex has a 1.4 second gap to El Sucio Dan. El Sucio Dan has a 1 second gap back to RFX Rafa, but the time it is running out, my friends. Nameless Nate on Camborne. They're going side by side through here, as Cam is able to hold off, but Nameless Nate is now going to get a real nice run here. Here we go. The DRS is open. The DRS is open. The power, it is exploding out of the back of this vehicle as he charges down. There's a huge DRS train as Balzac pushes up the inside of Luke Brax. The lunge from downtown! Nameless Nate is through. He almost catches Luke Brax as well. In fact, Balzac goes a little bit wide. Nameless Nate sees it. He feels it. It is so close to happening here as he goes now around the outside. Luke Brax in 6th position. I'm probably really annoying the people in my house with my volume right now, but it is absolutely deserved right now because we are getting a show here right now. El Sucio Dan is closing into DRS range on Flex, but the time, again, it is getting so very, very short. Camborne is through on Luke Brax, or is he? Luke Brax is going to fight it around through here, and Cam is able to hold that position. 11 laps on Cam, 16 on Luke Brax. The 2 leaders now are Flex and El Sucio Dan. El Sucio Dan is right there, and they're coming up to the DRS detection point. And what is this? What do you say, Chaos? Is he within DRS range? Well, golly Miss Molly, he is! Flex leads in 1st place. It is lap 33. Coming up to the penultimate lap, El Sucio Dan has a good run. He's got DRS. He's out of reach of Rafa. And now he's coming. He's right there. He goes up the inside. Is there anything Flex can do to fight back? He's going to try and hold it on, but the wheels, they've slipped past each other. El Sucio Dan has retaken the lead of the race after everything just seemed like it was about to fall apart. Oh no, Nameless Nate is in the pits. He must have taken damage from that fight there. Oh, that is unfortunate for Nameless Nate. But up at the front, the battle is still raging. El Sucio Dan, if he's showing the pace that he's shown before, then he's going to be able to clear here. But Flex is giving everything that he can to hold close. But keep in mind, Flex has penalties. And at this point, it behooves us to have a little look at those penalties. Look at that. 3 seconds on Flex, 10 on Balzac, 6 on Camborne. So he's going to need to retake the position and also get a bit of a gap, and I don't think that that's possible without a terrible mistake from El Sucio Dan. But we've seen mistakes happen this race. It does happen, and here we go now. Luke Brax on the back of Camborne. Cam is on some old softs. Luke is on some old mediums. But old man Rafa here is holding on with these 27-lap-old hard tires. Luke Brax now coming in towards the hairpin section, chasing behind Camborne. He knows that he can get a couple of positions just by staying close to these guys up ahead. He'll get 5th place. And that's all it's going to take. Flex, meanwhile, got close to El Sucio Dan, but it wasn't going to be enough. So here is the chase. Luke Brax is right behind Camborne, but he's not within an attacking range. So we go to our leaders. We have Flex chasing down El Sucio Dan. That red rocket is racing away because we are on the final lap. The checkered flag is hanging in wait. El Sucio Dan with 7-lap-old tires. Flex with 7-lap-old tires. He's got a penalty. The only move that he can make here is to try and force El Sucio Dan into a mistake. But where's the overtaking opportunities? Their pass. He made his last chance lunge earlier. and he couldn't get within 3/10 of him. So El Sucio Dan is leading with a commanding hold on this race after everything that has happened, after qualifying with medium tires way outside of the top 10. He's been able to charge his way back, and he is showing why he has been our previous season's champion here, the reigning FRL champion, El Sucio Dan, leading Flex, the current championship leader, and I should say Flex is going to be extending on his championship lead, so he can't be too upset about this, but actually, Rafa, with his clean record, Rafa is going to get P2. El Sucio Dan is the winner. Flex is P3 behind Rafa. Raro comes through, and he is just shy of the podium, but a 4th place is nonetheless very good. Balzak coming through, 5th on the track, but he's going to lose places. He's built up a little bit of a gap. Is it going to be enough? He falls behind Camborn. He falls behind Luke Brax, but Balzak is now... Oh, also falls behind Fiji. And the session ends. Goodness. Well, that was a race and a half right there. And that is an absolutely amazing finish. Goodness gracious. What a fight. What a battle. What a race. Hungary, place where you can't overtake. Turns out that can sometimes make for some absolutely fantastic racing. Well, I'm sorry that disconnected just before we got to see the podium celebrations there. But what a impressive win for El Sucio Dan. What a lovely result. And why don't we move it over right now to the post-race chat. Rafa, my man, those tires.
What? El Sucio spun after I passed him and caused that last safety car. That's so unfair, man.
Ugh. It was a ridiculous situation, but my goodness, those tires, Rafa, the pace you had there, that was a very impressive and well-earned 2nd place regardless.
Yeah, I'm all sweaty. Those tires are all dead, man.
Crazy. El Sucio Dan, what?
El Sucio caused the last safety car and won, man. That's unbelievable.
Makes a pit stop off of a safety car in an incident he's involved in, and comes through to win it. What a bizarre and incredible race.
How the absolute fuck were you so fast on those shit tires? I do not understand.
That's old man wisdom right there. Those tires could tell you stories.
I'll make the highlights later. My tires were like 50%.
Bro, I was on like some decent softs, and I just couldn't put a dent in you.
Okay, well done, dude. Yeah, but the red tire, the thing is, like he dies after like 2-3 laps. He's gone.
Yeah, about 6 laps. 6 laps.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe I probably should have put the mediums on, but the thing is, like on that restart, I wanted to be able to jump as many people and then just hold the track position. So maybe it was the right call. I don't know.
Prestige, did you got DNF because my phantom car?
Yeah.
How?
So what happened, what I saw on my screen, and I'm kicking myself because I didn't record, but honestly, it wasn't going to change anything. So on my screen, you had wrecked, and your car was sideways up against the barrier, and then you started pulling into the track right as where I was coming.
Oh, so and you swerved out the way, huh? I was right by you. I saw that. I saw the same thing.
And so I sideswiped, I think, Luke. And apologies, Luke, for doing that, but I was trying to avoid Sucio.
I don't know why, because I was a ghost.
Yeah, you weren't ghosted for me, so I was like, oh, I have to avoid this.
I expected him to be ghosted, but it didn't look like he was.
Exactly. He wasn't ghosted for me at all, but I still ghosted through him. I still ghosted through you. Yeah, so I mean, it's not anything you did. I mean, other than just kind of coming back onto the track. But I think you assumed you were ghosted, but I didn't see.
Yeah, I'm assumed I ghosted because I see me in my game as a ghost.
It is nonetheless important to be careful while rejoining a track in all situations.
Yeah.
Can somebody?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no. I mean, other than what Chaos just said, no big deal. It happens.
By the way, what happened with the second safety car restart, Prestige? It seems like it like slowed down and we got a big accordion right there.
Yeah, that goes in the lowlights for the league. That was just a really, really, really bad restart on my part.
Yeah, I was
it
like,
can't
okay,
be worse
so...
than mine. Couldn't have been worse than mine in Austria.
I got absolutely dumpstered by 2 people leading the race. So
and one of them had 10 lap holder tires.
Yeah,
Rafa.
That was something else, man. That whole race, in the first lap, dude, I ran straight into Camborne. I'm sorry, bro.
Bro, Fiji, how many laps are you behind me?
Dude, I don't know, bruh. I was trying so hard, bro.
Trying to catch up. I'm like, dude, I'm holding everybody up right now.
Guys, I think you'll enjoy the race video. I'll put it at that. It
Dude,
was basically,
that was
and
fun,
Fiji
though.
is still behind Balzac, and Fiji is still behind Balzac. Balzac is still ahead of Fiji.
It was like Bottas and Ricardo from Sunday.
Dude, what was crazy is there was one point in the last sector, you were like a second out of we were right outside the DRS. I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot get out of this because I know you were gonna pull away if that was the case.
You're faster than me, but for some reason, I guess I just got a better exit than you down the third sector.
He was never able to get the exit out of turn 14, and because he didn't have, I think you had a slippery setup as well, if I was to guess. Because
it was super
Fiji
loose.
was never able to do, like, we know that Fiji is pretty good on the brakes, and he's not scared to throw a lunge, but he never had a chance to lunge yet.
Yes, it was so. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. A few times I did it, I was like, dude, screw it. I need to pass somebody, and I was like, as soon as I started braking, I was like, yeah, this was a mistake.
I saw you go into like on the right hand side right as we were going in that right left, and I was like, don't do it, Fiji, and sure enough you just ran right into me.
Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't knock you out of the race or damage your car. I was like, oh no.
Nah, it was all good.
Hey,
bro,
Prestige,
that fucking...
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Ahead.
Obviously, based on your POV, you were ghosted. It was, I don't know if that's
that was strange
thing or whatnot.
Codemasters moment.
Yeah, you weren't actually the one that I hit that caused me to wreck. I sideswiped somebody because I swerved to the right.
And it sees in the video.
Yeah. You're all good, man. It happens. Just we can blame Codemasters for terrible games.
Seriously, dude, and like, what's up with the love taps turning into severe penalties? Like, what was that?
To be fair, a love tap under the safety car is a severe penalty.
Yeah,
Nate
like anytime, if you ever make contact with anyone under the safety car, it's an automatic penalty. There should never be contact under a safety car, even when it's just a very light tap.
Nate, I don't think yours was under safety car though, was it?
No. Someone spun out in front of me, and they were 90 degrees. One ghosted though, and got in my lane, and I got a drive-through.
Oof.
Dude, Fiji, I was joking after I got my 5-second speeding in the pit lane penalty. I was like, dude, I should slam on my brakes in front of Fiji so he runs into me.
Dude,
penalty. I was joking. I did not do that on purpose at all.
That's what was giving me hope. I was like, oh, we gotta pick.
That's what
I don't know what happened towards the end. I don't know how I was over the delta, and I like slowed down all the way damn near to a stop, and it gave me a drive-through penalty. That last lap, dude, I was trying so hard to catch, I think it was Luke Brax and somebody else who had a 6-second penalty.
All right, so we'll be wrapping up, but thank you everyone for tuning in. It's been a wild race, and this is Chaos. For everyone at Formula Racing League, all the staff, all the stewards, all the participants, big thanks to everyone who's able to show up tonight and everyone who's been able to show up previously through the season. And we will catch you for a community night this Thursday. Once again, this is Chaos signing off.